Hi, Scrap Challenge here. Right, what I'm going to do today is a little Let's Build project for anyone who wants to do a kind of fantasy theme and wants to do some sort of half-timbered houses. So you can see behind me some examples. That's one of my oldest examples there, which I did well over a year ago. The one behind me is my most recent one, which is a bit more the style and simplicity we're going to use. So we're on my offline world at the moment. This is a typical sort of half-timbered house, which you would see sort of in Old England. And it's very easy to create a very sort of plausible village out of these, as you might have seen in my other village, my other builds, by basically swapping out a lot of the materials, keeping the same style, but just mixing up the materials you're using for the wood and the infill, so you can get a lot of variety out of the same plan. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and prepared a plot over there, which you can see, and I have prepared some of the things we're going to want to use. So what I'm going to do for this one is, for the base, rather than brick or cobble like those two, I'm going to use some stone bricks. For the wood, I'm going to use some dark oak. For the infill, I'm going to use some red brick. For the floors, I'm going to use jungle wood planks. For the interior walls, I'm going to again go with this sandstone, maybe. Or let's see, is there something better we can use perhaps instead of that? Actually, let's go with some white stained clay for this one. Yeah, let's go for that on the inside of here. And we'll have some doors, some torches, some windows. We might not necessarily need the grass, so we can get rid of that. So, first thing we want to do is to plonk down a footprint of the building. So, we're going to go for just a normal rectangle, I think. So let's start about, don't want it too close to the other person's house. Let's start about here. Now, I'm not technically counting at the moment. I'm just going to have it a reasonable sort of size. It's fairly straightforward. So you just want to plonk down your base. Now you can tinker with this in a minute so you can get it to the size you want. Now I have dyscalculia, which means that counting stuff is a little bit more difficult for me. So how I tend to find the midpoint of my house is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So midpoint is there, so I'm going to go ahead and put some steps there so you can get in and out of the threshold properly. Let's have a look. Let's go with some stone brick stairs. Oops, we'll try collecting the correct piece from my inventory. Okay, now it doesn't have to be symmetrical. I'm just going with symmetrical. Oh, sorry about the world holes. Because that's what I want to do for this build. So once you've got that down, what we're going to do next is put down some floor. So let's have some jungle wood planks. Now we can do a cellar. I may or may not do a cellar in this one, but I'll just dig that one out afterwards, to be honest. That's not what I did on my last build. And I shall come back when I finish the floor. Okay, so we've got the floor done now. The next thing we're going to do is the timber frames. We'll go to a corner and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to go along until we get to the doorway. Oops. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the corner. I'm getting some glitches occasionally, I apologise for that. I've been tinkering with settings in between scenes and I can't seem to make it so stop giving me world holes. So any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. I'm running Optifine. I've turned all of my settings down to the most basic. So, you know, I've got fast trees instead of fancy trees, turned sort of most of the settings off, but I'm still getting glitches occasionally. Although I have got, you know, a good solid sort of 60 FPS or so. So, there is the basic frame. Next we're going to want to mark out where some windows are going to go. So, let's have a look. That's nice and even. So I'll try and go for symmetry where I can. I think about 2 blocks wide is a good interval between the bays. you will get odd ones here and there. Perfect. Okay, next we're going to want to put some windows in, so I think we're going to have windows, let's see, there, there, and I'm going to put the door lintel on there. I think we're going to put a little window above the door as well, why not? Called a skylight when you have that. And let's put some windows here and here, and these ones. You see it's coming together rather quickly now. Whoops, we've got a hole. No, not the world holes. Anything but the world holes. Darn you. There we go. It is really quite annoying, that. Oh well, these things happen. And we'll have some windows in these ones as well. You can always move the windows later if you decide that you're not, quite happy where you have them. So next we're going to do some infill. So in between, everywhere that isn't windows, we're going to have some bricks, or whatever infill you're choosing to use. You could have sandstone blocks, you could have stained clay of various colours. You can use wool if you want. I'm not a massive fan of wool personally, but it's your house, it's your individual taste. You make it what you want it to be. I do love the fact we've got the stained clays because it gives it a good variety in what is a real building material. I tend to use it as a stand-in for wattle and daub. You see how quickly this is coming together now. Okay, so next what we're going to want to do is cap off all of these with a big old lintel. There's the top of our timber frame. So I'm just going to go around all of that and come back to you. Okay, now I've filled in the rest of the lintel. What we need to do now is to cobble out a bit, which is very common in medieval houses. And to do that I'm going to go out, out and up. And although yes I am doing this in creative, this is really a simple design to put together in survival as well. It's very easy to get the materials usually for this kind of build. So we're just going to do that on all of the corners. So it's a lot faster when you've got flying, but it's still fairly straightforward if you haven't. But as you can see at the speed this is going up, it's very easy to very quickly put together a very basic sort of village or town, even if you don't do the interiors of the buildings straight away. If you just wanted to look good from the outside, once you've got a team of people going especially, you can make a town within an hour or so that looks very plausible from the outside. Now the next thing I'm going to do is plonk down some floor on the second floor. Now again, I'm not going to show you all of this because it's a bit tedious. I'm not going to actually bother worrying about where the stairs are yet. I'll figure that out when I do the interior. I'll just knock a hole through the floor when I'm ready to do that. Obviously if you're building in survival and you can't fly, then you're going to want to have some access. But just for speed, I'm just going to quickly fling down a floor. Okay, so that's the roof done on the first floor. So again, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 on this level. I don't need to go between these ones on this level because we've already got 2, 3, 4. We've already got a wooden beam. If we have too much, it's going to look a little bit odd. So we're just going to have the windows starting from the floor on this level. And again, I'm going to mark out where we're going to have some windows. I find it easiest to work from each end in, and that helps me to get the symmetry right. There we go, I'm just going to do the rest of them. Okay, I've put the rest of those frames in, so now I'm going to do some windows again. Oops. Now it's nice to have a bit of a gap of some infill between the windows where possible, so that's why I'm alternating them. But you don't have to have it symmetrical, you can have it however you want. I'm just quite a fan of symmetry, but I have made sort of asymmetrical sort of L-shaped houses as well. I might do that for the next build. Future builds I'm going to do as well, by the way, is going to be kind of Art Deco style house, a bit more modern style. So I'm going to carry on and finish putting in these windows, and I'm going to put in some infill between them, and I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've done the rest of the windows and the infill. I'm just going around and putting the lintels over these windows and finishing off here. See, I've done it slightly differently to the one next door. The one next door has just got lintels over there, whereas I'm doing it full length on this one. But as I said, it's nice to mix up the style of the timber frame. Like on that one, I put some diagonals in. Now, I think the diagonals don't work very well unless you're working on a very large scale. But it is something to play around with, see how you like them. Now, yet again, I'm going to cobble out just for the loft, because the loft is going to be a little bit bigger again than the floor below it. So I'm going to do this, and I shall come back to you. Okay, so I've cobbled out there and I've put a roof down for the loft, and what we're going to do next is to put the roof on. Now, something very typical of these half-timbered houses is they have gable end roofs instead of hipped roofs. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to make it a little bit different from the other two again. So for my roofing material, I'm going to use, let's see, I think actually some nether brick. You can use whatever you want, but I'm going to go, well then again, I could mix it up a bit more and do some pale wood. No, I'm going to go with a nether brick, because that can look like some sort of dark tiles, isn't it? So let's start off with that and that. Now we want to have a little bit of an overhang at the edges. I'm going to go all the way along here. Now what I mean by the gable, I'll show you first how we're going to do that actually, is we'll start off just at this end. And we're going to get some of our infill material and plonk a bit down there and a bit down there. Then we want some windows up here, because why not? So let's put down some window frames. There we go. Let's have some infill in those ones. Some glass in there. This one can probably be a lot taller by the time we get to the middle there. So let's go and plonk on that and that. Now we want to put a lintel across there, so we'll do that and that. We'll take up that brick a bit more. Basically, as long as we keep stepping it up a bit at a time, we'll be fine. We can go up one more on that, perhaps. Make it a really big window in the middle, why not? It's going to go up again, and then we'll cap off that with a lintel. Bit more of that, and then a bit of that. We could put some cross bracing in there. Go on, let's do that. Make it look a little bit more authentic. Then again, we want some of those. I'm just going to do this one gable, and I'm going to copy it at the other end. Obviously, if you're using something like World Edit, it becomes a lot easier again, because then you can pretty much copy and paste. Now, I don't use World Edit, so I probably should start doing so. So I'm just going to build it all legit, which is a bit slower, but you know, it reflects what will happen if you're, say, building on a server or something. You don't have access to sort of mods and such like that. So that is one gable complete. I'm going to go ahead and copy that on the other side and come back to you. Okay, so I've copied the gable end on there, and I've gone ahead and filled in the roof. Now what I'm going to show you how to do next is how to put dormer windows in. Now these are basically windows in the roof. So I think we're going to have quite a big one there. I'm going to have one there perhaps. Or I might do this differently. You can tell I'm making it up as I go along, can't you? I'm going to put this one slightly higher up, just so it works a little bit better with the plan I have. So I'll have that one 3 wide, I'll have this one a 2 wide. I genuinely have done the rest of the roof. There's just a bit of a world hole. So, and this one, let's do this one a 2 wide as well. That's about there. So let's do that. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to take a block of the stairs you're using. So rather than stairs, you need a block of the same material. And that's going to go right there. And this is going to make the whole roof flow together a bit better. You'll see when I've done it. Next we're going to want to take the stairs again and put that one sideways there, sideways there, sideways there. Knock that one out and that one will turn sideways. So sideways there, and there, and there, and there. That's one dormer window done. Now we're going to do the same thing here. Knock that one out, put that there, that there, that there. Knock out that one so we can make it turn around. Oops. And same with that one. Get rid of that one. Now because this is a 3, we're going to take a slab to finish the top of it, and I think we'll block off that there. Yep, that's looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these ones, and I'll put some on the other side as well. Right, so I've done that side. I've started to do some on the other side, but on this side I'm going to make one of them a bit bigger. I'm going to make it 1 block taller. Now this means what we need to do is, rather than having just 1 of those blocks, we need to have 3 in this arrangement. So we can do that. There we go. And the same on this side. We're going to knock out that one, turn it around, do that. Oh, that needs turning. There we go. And again, we're going to put a block on top of there, get some slabs, put them across the apex. There we go, we've got a nice big dormer window in the middle there now. So that's going to flood that loft with some lovely light. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, now we've got the roof done and the basic floors in, is I'm going to put some roof timbers in. So for this we're going to need some supports. So I'm going to get rid of those, and I think we're going to go with some dark oak corbels. Now a corbel is what sort of supports things. So let's get, I think, one there. It's going to give a nice effect of some wooden beams that are actually supporting the floor, because otherwise it's going to look a little bit like the floor's just sort of hanging there, defying gravity, and we don't want that really, do we? There we go. This is looking better. Now you don't have to pair them up to the uprights, but it certainly can look good if you do. Now you can do them front to back of the house or from side to side. It's a little bit more plausible to have them on the short width, because it is more difficult in reality to get very long sort of straight logs to use for this purpose. So they wouldn't have been covering very long distances with logs, because you simply don't get the trees tall enough in this country. I suppose you do in America, but not here. So to give them a bit more support. We're going to do this. Now some of these cobbles might come out later when I put some room divisions in, because then the walls are going to hold up these beams instead. But for now I think that looks fairly good. Now what we're going to need is some steps. So let's go with some stone steps in this house, I think. I think we might have to do some interior walls before we know where the stairs are going to go. It's going to make sense to put the stairs straight up the middle, perhaps. So we could do that, maybe. Let's see. No, let's keep that one there. Let's have that. And so it looks like they have a bit of support. I'm going to do this. I may change my mind. We shall see. That could work. Yeah, that could work. Okay. So let's get some interior walls in now. So we'll decide where these rooms are going to go. Let's just sort of plan it out on the floor for now. We'll get rid of that one and we'll do this. At this point we're also going to need to get rid of that. I'm going to put things together which make more sense. So I'm going to want a door again. And let's see, I'll put a doorway there. Yes, that looks good. So let's do this. Fill in the walls. You can tinker around and put the walls where you like. I like to have them different in every building. And let's put a lintel across the top there. Let's put a door there. Okay, that looks nice. Get a little bit of light in here. Yes, that's a good room. Okay, now let's have another room. Suppose we can go... Oops, we're getting weld holes. Yes, I think that's a good place. So, for this one, let's put the doorway here. And I apologise for my phone going off at the most inappropriate times. I didn't think I'd silenced it. Now I have. So my iPad joins in from the other side of the room with the same alert again. There you go. Silence all your devices, folks. So I think that's quite a good sized room there. Let's fling another room in here, shall we? Now this means that this is going to have to go here. It's going to look a bit peculiar, but it's just a little room. It might be a bathroom or something. Let's again put a doorway just about there. And we forgot to put the front door in, so we should probably do that. Okay, and we've got a weld hole. Oh no, not again. Okay, so now let's put in a room about there. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this doorway across one, just so we can share a lintel. It'll just look a little bit tidier if I do it this way. There we go. Otherwise you'd end up having a sort of double wood there. and that would look a little bit more untidy. Now when I was building one of these the other day, I decided that I didn't like the arrangement of the rooms as I did them at first, so I went ahead and changed them. Now I'm going to make one of these a bit different. I think actually I'm going to make this enfilade, which is basically walking through a room to get to another room. Where did I put that one? I put that one there and there, didn't I? So this could be maybe the library, and then the other room going off it could be a little study perhaps. Then we could have a living room and perhaps a dining room, and maybe this little one could be the kitchen perhaps. We'll work it out later. We'll maybe also put some cellar steps in somewhere. They could sort of go down there perhaps later, but I'll figure that out in a bit. Now let's head upstairs and put some rooms in upstairs. So what we're also going to want to do is make sure that nobody's going to fall down the stairs. So we might do that. But then again, we might see where the room's going to go first. So let's have a look. We'll have the hallway across the back of the house here. We could have a nice room here. Yeah, I think that's a good size for a room. Yep, that's nice. If you want to give the impression of your rooms being painted a different colour, you can play around with the different coloured stained clays to give the effect of a bit more decoration. I'm just going to go with a fairly uniform colour though, which is why I'm going with this white stained clay. Please excuse all the holes in my universe. Just a bit glitchy, I'm afraid. Sorry. Okay, so what we're going to do now is make sure nobody falls down the stairs. We'll do that. There we are, that's a bit better. We'll put the loft stairs in somewhere as well. And again, let's go across here, I think. This is just a faster way for me to do it. Let's just cheat and go through the wall. Actually, I haven't put any beams in up here. Maybe I should have done that first. But then again, this is a bit lower than downstairs. Now I put beams in here, it might end up being a bit low. But actually, I'm cool with that. Go on, let's go ahead and fling some beams in, shall we? It's going to look a bit better. There it is. Where's the other one? There it is. This is my forgetfulness coming into play. I'm afraid I do have some memory problems, so I will do things like this occasionally. Jump around a bit, forget stuff. That's what I do. I'm going to go ahead and fling these beams in and come back to you when I've done them. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put some bedrooms up here. I've put some roof beams in, as you can see. So we've got a nice little selection of bedrooms, maybe some will be a bathroom perhaps. They're varying sizes. But as the house gets slightly bigger as it goes up, because each level jetties out a little bit, it means that you get a little bit more room every time you go up a floor. So I've put in some stairs for the loft, which is quite dark and dingy in here, but we'll be able to put some nice big rooms in here as well now. So let's see what we can do. I think we can make this one room. I'll put some doorways in a minute. That was going to be quite light and airy. I'm just counting the number of windows we've got here mainly. Yeah, we can go that big, or we could go that big. That's still reasonable. We'll have quite a big hallway, I think. So you can see there's still quite generously sized rooms on this level. Now we could leave this as the big window for the hallway here. So let's go ahead and put a safety rail around there. And let's do this. I need to sneak through here so I can do that, which looks a bit prettier. And we'll do the same on this side. It just looks like that window's got something supporting it there. Now where are we going to put our doorways? I reckon... well, this one's going to have to be here. This one can be... what the heck, let's put it here on this one. This one, where the world hole is, where you can see all my lovely builds, is going to go here. And this one is going to go here. And this one might as well go here. Nicely symmetrical. What I might do is go back and make that window bigger so it's a bit more like that one. We'll have a think about that. So like before, I'm just going to start filling in. We want some lintels over the doors. Let's get a door in. Get some lights up here so we can see what we're doing. And we're going to want to fill in the walls all the way to the top of the roof, up to the apex. There we go. Now what you can do if you want is you can put some more upright wood beams in, showing in the walls. I have done that on previous builds. It's not strictly speaking necessary, because you could always say that, you know, the beams are painted over and are within the walls. It's entirely a possibility. What I might do though is put a little bit of a cobble in there and there, just where they meet. And let's get some more light as well. So this one again, we'll just fling in some walls and a lintel. So you always put the lintels sort of transverse across the top. Seeing as you've got diagonal logs, you really want to make sure that they look logical and like they're actually doing a job of supporting things. There we are. Let's give it a door and some light. And a cobble there. This is looking good, so I'm going to finish off putting the walls in the rest of these, and I shall come back to you when I've done that. Okay, so I've gone and completed those bedrooms up here, or storerooms, or whatever they're going to be. I think because they're nice size, they would actually make nice bedrooms up here. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go and fix this window, because I want it to be as big as the other one. So let's take care of this now, shall we? We might as well. So let's have more of those, which means you need to take that out, and then we're going to want that to go sideways, sideways, sideways. Get those out of the way. Very straightforward. bit more light in that room now. It'll look a bit nicer. I do, however, need to get myself another brick slab just to finish it there. Let's pick up one of those and put that there. Yes, I think that looks lovely. Okay, so now we have the basic structure. We've got the roof, we've got the rooms, we've got the stairs, we've got everything done. From the outside, that's pretty much a finished house except for the garden. Now, what I'm going to do next is what I call a set dressing. So that means giving it a garden, putting some interior decoration in and such like. So let's tool up and get that done. So what we're going to want is, we'll do the interior decoration first. We're definitely going to want some bookshelves. We will put furnace, workbench, not flowers, thank you, not yet, chest. We're definitely going to want some oak stairs, some signs, some fence posts, some pressure plates. What else do we want? And we're definitely going to want a bed. And we'll see how we go with that. I think once I'm in the kitchen first, then we can swap a bit. So I think this is going to be the kitchen, so we don't have any beds yet. But in here we are going to have, if we swap that out for a cauldron from the brewing section, this can be the sink. So let's put that right here under the window. And we'll have a furnace and a workbench and a chest. Now what we can do here, we can get rid of that, and we're going to get a stone pressure plate. I'm going to shift and place one of those each on top of those, and it looks a bit more like a work surface then. In fact, no, I'm not. What I'm going to put on this one is a detector rail, and the reason for that is we get world glitches. Hey! Now, what we do is, again, we shift, plonk that there, and shift, plonk that there, then knock that one off, and now we have a hob. Now I'll get rid of that again. Let's grab that stone pressure plate again, and there's a work surface right there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get a bucket of water, plonk that in there, and we have a pretty basic kitchen going on now. We could put another chest there. We could tuck that under there, I suppose. I think that's a fairly basic little kitchen. It's small, but it works. Yep. Okay, so now we are going to keep those, and we'll pick the bed up again, I think, for when we get upstairs. So now we are going to want a living room. Oh, we said that was going to be a study, didn't we? So that's going to be the dining room there. Actually, we could do the dining room next. Let's do that. Change of plan again. Okay, for this we are going to want to get redstone torch, piston, and a bit of white carpet, I reckon. So, where are we going to put it? Woof, woof. Redstone, 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 and this is where it gets funny. Hey, we get world holes. I knew that was going to happen. Oops, nope, 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 nope. Let's not do it that way. Oi. So I just have to plonk something down there. Yeah, we are going to get glitches when I do this, just because it doesn't like this. But what you get now is a dining table. Put some carpet on it. Let's get rid of that and that and that. And again, I'll pick up that and that and that dastardly bed again. Now we want some chairs. So we'll have one there, or one there, or one there, or one there, and heck, we might as well have one there. This one we put some arms on. It's the carver chair. There we go. So we have a nice little dining table and dining room. It's a bit smaller than I would have liked, but it'll work. It'll be fine. Okay, next we're going to want a living room and a sofa. So how we do the sofas is, well, let's do a corner sofa. Why not? Nice little corner sofa and an occasional table right there. Oops, and whenever I hit something redstone, bad stuff happens. Let's do that. Okay. So there we have a corner sofa. Let's fling that down there. Let's have another regular sofa here. Oof. Let's have some... Actually, oh no, we'll stick with that. Let's have some bookshelves there. We can put a normal chair perhaps on this wall. Oops, and whenever I do that, whenever I trigger something redstone we get world holes, so I apologise for that. I really must avoid touching anything that does that. When I say redstone I'm including these pressure plates in the equation, but actually I think that's a bit too close. Let's put that there instead. There we are. So we have a nice basic little living room there, nice and cosy. Dining room, and we said this is going to be study, didn't we? A library. So, ooh, I know what I'm going to do. You can never have too many library books. Trust me on this. And let's put all along there because why not? And this leaves a lovely space here for a chair, so you can sit at your writing desk, writing your Minecrafty memoirs of that time you went and battled the Ender Dragon. There we go. Nice little room there. And it's supposed to be more of a snug, this. Let's swap that for a torch. Get a little bit more light in here. Let's pick up one of those again. Yeah, more books. Always need more books, definitely. I think it's his and hers studies. There we go. So one of you can play World Craft in here, and one of you can play Minecraft through there. Bob's your uncle. There we go, that's nice. Two lovely studies. Okay, next let's head on upstairs, shall we? Now I'm going to do a sample bedroom and then I'm going to go and do the rest, I think. So we'll start with this one. A bed, bedside table, which is also a bookshelf. And we're going to want perhaps a chair, and we're going to want a, let's do this, we'll have a trunk at the end of the bed. No, let's not, let's have the chest there instead. There we go. A really simple and basic little bedroom there. I'm going to go and decorate some more. Actually, we'll find which one's going to need a bathroom. We need quite a small room for the bathroom. It's relatively small. I think this is going to make a good bathroom. Okay, let's show you how we do some bathrooms then. What I'm going to do is get rid of these for the moment, and I'm going to get some white quartz stairs. And we need a bathtub, so poof, 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 poof. Bucket, water, water, bathtub, easy. We're also going to put sort of like a sink in there, I think. Yeah, really simple. Nice little bathroom. Done. Right, I'm going to go decorate the rest of these bedrooms and I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, so we're nearly finished now. I've been decorating inside and I'll show you that when we're finished. I've been doing a garden, so I'll put a little garden gate there, and a little trick I'm going to show you. We can have full-size trees, but what I want to do, apart from tidy up that little errant block there, is have some little ornamental trees. So what I'm going to do is put there and one, two, there, a normal wooden fence. On top of that, jungle leaves. And then let's go to that side. To there. And we'll put basically nether brick fence, which looks like a bit darker wood. We'll have some ornamental trees there. These are going to look very nice. Once we've got the shaders on, it is going to be very pretty. So I think garden-wise that's all I'm going to do. We could do a pond. I did a little pond in this one next door if you have a look. So I'm not going to do a pond in this one probably. Well, then again we could. Why not? Let's do a pond. Okay, so for your pond, what you're going to want is some mossy stone bricks. You might have some normal stone bricks, some cracked ones, definitely some decorative ones, that, and a bit of water. We're going to do a pretty little fountain here. So let's see. Oops, we've got world glitches. No! Go away, flowers. 1, 2, both. Just going to mark that there. It's going to be the centre of our pond. Sorry, flowers. So I'm going to want basically 2 blocks all the way around this. And I'm going to mix up these cracked stone bricks. Oh, we are getting glitches, aren't we? Oh my. Oh dear. And we're going to want plenty of mossy ones because it will be also damp and you'll get moss growing on them because it is a wet area. And definitely the ones in the bottom I think can all be mossy because they're going to be pretty covered in algae. Oops. No harm done. So full of fail today. Okay, next we're going to put that there, and then we do this. And we get glitches, which are marvellous, marvellous glitches. And now I'm just going to fill in the corners. So it's really not liking me doing this at the moment. We'll get there. Come on, show me the water. I know you're there. Look, I'm swimming in non-existent water. Come on. Stop glitching. Yes. Okay, now we have normal water. Marvellous. Let's get rid of that lot and let's have a lily pad. Because what is a water feature without a lily pad? Ta-da! Causing glitches, of course. There we go. Okay, lovely little water feature. Right. Well, what I'm going to do now to get a proper look at this, and so you can see all the decoration inside, is I'm going to switch to the shaders, but before I do that I'm going to do a little detail which I completely forgot to do, and which I forgot to do on the last house as well actually. So we're going to get some dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to put some cobbles on here, which are supporting the jettying out at each level. So you just want to go around and do this. You could use stone slabs, sorry not stone slabs, wooden slabs instead if you want. But I think if you try and get it as close as possible to the colour of the wood you're using, it's generally a good idea. And it just gives it a nice finished look. You'll notice I completely forgot to do it on the house over there as well. So I think I might pop over and do that as well, just so it all looks a bit neater. Now you can, if you want, do that and have a proper corner on there, but I quite like having the ends of the logs exposed, so I'm not going to do that on this one. Oops. What I'm also going to do is put a bit of cobbling on the eaves. So I'll finish doing this bit. Oh, there's a lot to do here, isn't there? You see I'm putting them just where all of those logs are. So I'm going to do some there and some there. I'm going to put it there. good. Let's do that at the other end. And then I'm going to switch into shaders. Now, I think I said earlier, I'm not using shaders for building because it's just way too laggy, and you get even more world holes, if you can believe that, than I do already at the moment. So, when you come back, this is going to look gorgeous, as I shall see you in a moment. So, now I've finished doing all the details, the decorating in the rooms and the garden. The sun's just sort of coming up over the horizon over there. So, let's have a look at our house. As the dawn breaks, we have a lovely sky. So I've also gone and finished that one next door that I'd forgotten to put the cobbling on. So we've got a lovely garden here. A lovely water feature there. Although with shaders, the light when it's in water is a little bit glitchy, so you can't really see the glowstone there. So all you need to do to make these houses fit in and look a bit different and have a lot of variety is just mix up those textures, mix up the infill and the woods that you use for the timber frame. But it is very simple, as you can see, and it's a relatively quick way to build. So let's go on in and have a look inside. So here's our lovely hallway. First of all, we'll go to the dining room with a dining table. Although I think we've got one chair with arms, and I've left arms off the other chairs. Next we've got this delightful little sitting room with sofas. We've put some pictures up now. I just realised I forgot to do this. There we go. That looks a bit more finished now. There'll always be something you've forgotten. Yeah, I forgot it there as well. There we go. Just tidy up all the little bits that I've missed, really. So here's our kitchen. And we've got the hob there with the powered rail, or the detector rail. Then we've got a little study here with some flowers and flower pots around the house. Always makes it look a bit nicer. I love how with the shader pack the light sort of moves across the floor as the sun goes across the sky. So here's the landing. Got a lovely view out there of the farm. Here's the first bedroom that you saw me do. Got a lovely view of the other houses here as well. And here we have another bedroom. I've got to be very careful not to touch any of the pressure plates, because when I do that it tends to glitch and we get whirled holes. So I'll just jump on the bed. It's very naughty jumping on the bed. We're rebels today. It's another lovely bedroom. Another bedroom. And here's the bathroom we made with the bathtub there. I do love the water effect on this as well. Although it doesn't apply to cauldrons for some reason. It's a little single bedroom there. Now let's go on up to the loft. And as it goes right up to the apex of the roof there, we've got some big pictures up. So the loft rooms, as I said, because it cobbles out on each level, you actually get quite a lot of space up here. So rather than just leaving it as boring as a storeroom, where you keep all your suitcases and things, I thought it would be nice to have some more rooms up here. Oh, and this one's lovely. Look at that light on the floor. A little twin room, twin beds. And you've got a little writing table and a chair each, and a chest. And let's have a look. Did I go in this one already? I've forgotten where I went now. I've lost my sense of direction. So there you go, there is the finished house. And let's face it, everything looks better with shaders on. So the next one I'm going to do is probably going to be a bit of an art deco build, a bit like another video I've already shared, but to show you how to get sort of the architectural effect that you're looking for. Into the bright sunlight. Make sure we close the gate there. There we go, there's our finished house. So I'll probably be building a lot more of these here. If you have a go at building them, do take some pictures, maybe do a video of them, share the links in the comments underneath so I can have a look, because I'd love to see other people's builds, because you do learn a lot from other people as well, and my builds have certainly been influenced by my friends' styles to make mine better. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it, and happy building. Right, I've just realised that I did mention at the beginning of building that one that I may or may not build a cellar. Now I didn't do a cellar, but I'll quickly show you inside this other house which I did the other day to show you what you can do to get the maximum amount out of your build. So what I've done is just dug down. I didn't even dig out all of this one, just under half of it. You want to make sure that you line the walls with some brick or some stone. On the floor, because it might be a little bit damp down here, I've put a couple of cracked stone bricks and some mossy stone bricks, mixed in with some regular ones. I've made this a bit like a wine cellar, so these are simply brick stairs done the right way up, back to back and upside down to make these nice little niches there, and that's where you might sort of store sort of crates of wine or beer. I've done similar again with some wooden steps there, some slabs, and to get these chests next to each other, there you have a chest, there you have a trap chest. Now they can sit next to each other, so it looks a little bit more like a storeroom. And again, a cauldron down there, and you know, I've put this down here as like a furnace or something, so you have a nice little cellar there. It's entirely optional, but it is a nice finishing touch. So again, that's all I'm going to show you today, and I'll try not to be so forgetful with everything next time. So I have been Scrap Challenge, and I hope you enjoyed watching. See you next time. Bye!